Hey, welcome back to a Saturday edition milling. I think I finally got the trailer order licked. I need 6 2x6.5s out of this. 3 of them I got to cut to 2x6, but or I could leave them to do it. But I need 6 2-inch by 6.5-inch boards to finish this whole order. If I cut through that slab cut, if you didn't watch the previous videos, you need to watch them. But that slab cut that was over on the pile, I cut through that. I cut through the trash beams. I've cut everything down. I've labeled everything. I'll show you. And what I need right now is I need 3 more 8'2" boards at 6 inches wide. And I need 6 more for those ramp boards, those little E's at 5'2". That dimension stinks. However, because when I was cutting the 8'6" ones that are going to be staggered, 3 of them I left at long length. Those 3 could be cut in half and fill the 6 that I need there, which means now I need 6, somewhere around 8'6". This is a little over 9 feet by 6.5 wide, and that fills the 3 that I need right now, and it fills the 3 that are going to get cut in half. So what I'm shooting for here, I mapped myself out basically on there a 10 3/4 inch cant. And what 10 3/4 gives me is I can take a couple of 2s off the sides to get to, off of 2 sides or 1 side, a couple of 2-inch thick boards to get to 6.5. So it's 6.5, 8 5/8, and then 10 3/4. So I'm shooting for a 10 3/4 by 10 3/4 cant to get this thing finished up. That should yield me plenty of boards, and I'll give them a couple of extras. I'll bill them for them, but I'll give them a couple of extras just in case something doesn't work or they don't like something. But so what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to blast through this. This is actually looks like a scarlet oak. It's not a black oak. It's a scarlet oak. And I don't know if you can see the difference between the bark there on that black oak. So that's black oak. And this is what you would traditionally call a red oak, but it's really a scarlet oak. If you notice the way that I got this positioned right now, my log turner's off center. So I want to see if I can still use it like that. Hopefully I can. I can figure it out as I go. I don't have 2 roller backstops to put behind it, so it's kind of a weird length. And maybe someday this is going to change. This is going to force me to move those over that way. But we're gonna try to do it the way we got it. And I'm gonna have you guys watch me try to blast through this. So my top cut here, I've got this end jacked up a little bit to kind of even out the log. This top cut's right around 16 inches. I might be able to get a flitch out of there that would yield the 6.5 at 2 inches thick. So I'm going to try to take this at 18, then come down to 16, take a flitch off it. Then we'll start rolling it. And let's see with the hydraulics how fast we could do this, I guess, or how competent I am at doing it. I resharpened the Silvertip Turbo 7 band that I nicked the nail with edging yesterday that I talked about in the videos. And again, if you don't watch the videos, you don't know what I'm talking about. So watch the videos, you know what I'm talking about. I did a real super light face grind on it, and it's cutting great. So it'll last plenty long enough to get through this log. And let's see how we do. So we're gonna make a top cut about 18, see if we can take a 2-inch flitch out of it. So we're looking actually for I don't think it matters if this is at 16 or 15 and 7/8. So we'll try it at 18. We'll see how it cuts out. We'll see where we are at that point. We want to get to that line, and then we'll start rolling her and see what happens. This end's got the wedge cut on it, which someday when I grow up, I will start just cutting these nice and flush down here. And also I will start putting the big end down there and the little end over here. It would make it a lot easier for me to map my way through it. And you guys remind me to drop my toe boards, okay? Let's see what your view looks like, and we'll start cutting through it. Danny hunting around out here. He's getting cold. Yeah, this is okay. We'll start here, then I'll move you around a little bit. But let's see if we can just knock this out really quick and get ourselves done. Nope. So I'm going to come up to about 18. This is a pretty general cut here, by the way. See what that looks like. It looks reasonable down here. Let's try it right there. I'm going to run just a little bit of water, a little bit of washer fluid, not a lot. Well, it looks like we can get some sort of 2.5 inch board out of that. That actually worked out good. So I'm going to come, a 2-inch thick board out of that. I'm going to come down to 15 and 7/8, take another cut. Then we're going to roll it. 15 and 7/8 is 2 inches and allowing for the 1/8 curve. So that worked out good. 1, 2, 3. We'll shut it off. Get this flitch off. This flitch will be able to be edged into a board. So we know if we use every single piece, we know we're going to make it. Oh, God. I'm so jammed up for space here. It sucks. I have so much room and I just don't have my workflow figured out yet, guys. Let's hope we don't hit any metal. The band's cutting great. Beautiful red oak log. Now let's see if we can get her spun. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull the clamp away. Indigo out. Going to raise up our turner. And let's turn it good. Go ahead and go out to go in on my clamp. Put my turner down. Roll. And the good part is that we're still up on this roller toe board right now. We can go ahead and make this cut and not and then put it down. So it's in the ballpark of the other one. I'm going to make it at almost looks like 17 and 15. Gotta get a measurement right to that piece of ice right there. 15 and a half. So we're gonna try 17 and 5/8. We'll try to make our top cut and then mow it off at 15 and a half. That's what it looks like. So 17 and 5/8, and then 15 and a half would be a 2-inch. That doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. There's a swoop in the log. I'm just going to come down to 15 and a. I'm going to come down to 16. I'm going to try it right there. That worked out decent. It's pretty thin in the middle. You just see how far I got to go to my line here. I'm fairly close to my line. There could be a cleanup pass later, so let's just go ahead back and spin it again. I'm just going to be interested to see how fast this goes with how confident I am at it anyway. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to push in, we're going to move our clamp out. Alright, it's going to want to roll, so we're going to pick our turner up, hold on to it. Now we're going to move our clamp out, which is in to go out, and then we're going to start turning it, see how it goes. I'm going to put my clamp down, I'm going to put my clamp down, go underneath it a little, out to go in. I'm going to come up and I'm going to spin it a little bit on the turner. I'm going to come up on the turner a little bit, get my clamp out of there. Let's go back to turn again. Get my turner down a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go up on my clamp. It's getting there, it's almost there. Up on my turner a little bit. Oops, don't do that. I want to come out of there. We need to go out. Right? Turn her down and get my toe board down. Pull my outside stops down a little bit. Get my clamp over. Uh-oh, my clamp goes down. Turn her all the way out of the way there. Alright. So that's good. Let's just see where I'm just trying to make sure I steal a couple of boards out of this. So I am 11-ish to the line. So we'll make a cut at 13. 13. That leaves me a little bit to true it up if I have to. So we're going to make a cut at 13 and then drop down to, well, actually, see right now, if I go ahead and It's a pretty good bottom cut. So if I make this 10 3/4 right now, solves my problem. So if I go 10 3/4 and go up to, oh, that's 12 3/4. So 12 7/8. I want to cut it 12 7/8 and then drop down to 10 3/4. 12 7/8. Pretty good cut, worked out good. Now we'll drop down to 10 3/4, take a cut. And then whatever side has wane on them, we will shave that down to 6.5 by, it'll end up being 6.5 by 10 3/4-ish, something like that. So we're coming down to 10 3/4. For a flitch, nice. Get this up on that stack. Got rid of most of the wane on the whole thing right there. That worked out great. Oh, I gotta do it backwards. Sons of guns. Sons of a gun. So now I know I'm gonna have plenty of wood. That was my goal. Oh. Nice. All right. Now we'll take her back. We'll get her turned because we're on dimension one way. All right, we're gonna want to pick up on the stops, on the rest. We are going to want to go out on a clamp. So in to go out. We're going to drop our clamp down and go back underneath it. We're going to come up. We're going to pull it out a little bit. Out to go in to go out. Drop it down. I'm going to come back out. I'm going to come up and start rolling it. Oh, I almost got it, damn it. I'm up on my log turner, see if I can just scoot it with the log turner. I'm going to come down on my clamp. I'm going to move over a little bit. Move in a little. I'll get it up there. Get my log turner out of the way. I think I got it. Yep. All right. Log turner down. Clamp down. Log rest. And go down just a little bit on them, I guess. I don't think I'm going to cut it out at this dimension, so I'm going to go out to go in. There. And because I don't know where any of the wane's going to be, I'm still just going to stick to my 10 3/4 cant. So right now I could take a top cut around 13. So let's just do it at 12 7/8. Let's take it at 12 7/8 and then at 10 3/4. That puts us on 10 3/4 by 10 3/4. And then we will just take a couple of flitches off to get rid of wane to get us down to 6 inches, and we'll be 6.5 and we'll be all good. So 12 7/8. We'll get some more blade support here. Okay. So there may have been a board up in there, but there isn't down here. And now we will drop this down to 10. It's a pretty good face to cut through. There's not a lot of wane here. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I want to do is rotate it on its side and take a 2-inch flitch off this side. Then we'll see where our wane is. There's really all my wane's down there. There's no reason to take one off here because I could leave a nice high stack to cut through. And of course, I don't know exactly where that is on 2-inch scale, but let's get this thing flipped on its side. We'll take a 2-inch cut out of this side right here, get rid of all this wane. And I think we're probably going to take 2 out of that side. How high are we here? 12 3/4. So we get 2 6s, a little over 6s out of it. We're probably going to take 2 out of here. I think that puts us at 6.5. So that's what we want. So I think we're going to take 2 out of this side, then we'll flip it up and we'll cut it out. I think that works. Okay, we'll get a rest up a little bit. We're going to get go in to go out to go on a clamp. We're going to go down on a clamp. We're going to go in on a clamp. And we're going to pick it up and see if it'll rotate for us. Nope, it's just picking it straight up. So I want to go down a little. I'm going to go in some more. I'm going to go up. I'm going to pull it out. So out, in to go out. And I'm going to set it down. What I'm doing is I'm offsetting for, and then in to go out. I'm offsetting for the fact that these aren't in the middle. It should roll now. Up on my log turner to hold it there. See if I can just tweak it a little bit on the log turner. Great. Get my log turner down. My clamp, get it out of the way, get that clamp down, come in, clamp it, nice, and, oh shit, oh, I gotta get my stop step, my rest is too high. Okay. So we know we're at 10 3/4. We want to drop down to 8 5/8. Take a flitch off there. We'll actually get a couple of boards out of that. That one's going to go up there, and then we're probably going to drop down to 6 1/2. Take another one, and then we can just flip it up and cut it out. So we're looking for, we're at 10 3/4. We're coming down to 8 5/8. Looks good right there. I just want to make sure my clamps are down enough. Yeah, looks like they're both good. I gotta paint some, mark some dimensions on it. Come up 2 1/2 cranks, 1, 2 1/2. Come back, we'll drop down to 6 1/2. Cut it. Yep, only clear. Get these 2 flitches off. So I've got at least 1, 2, 3, 4 boards up here. So I'm gonna have plenty. This will give them a little flexibility to swap out stuff that they don't like. I'm so surprised these sawhorses haven't collapsed yet. And we'll get our saw head back, we'll flip it up, and we will get on scale and cut out 2-inch boards all the way down. My stops are probably up enough to do this, so let's just fire it up. So we're going to go in to go out on the clamp, down, in, up, see if it starts to turn. In just a little bit. Okay, pull our stops down so we don't forget them. Clamp it low. About to go in. Okay. And we're going to get ourselves on 8-inch scale, somewhere up around 12 and 5/8. I think that's your truing cut right there. So it's a truing cut, and then it'll be on scale dropping down. Okay, up, next drop's going to be down right around 10.5. Weird knot right there. This one kind of ballistic in. Up 2.5 cranks. Next one will be down around 8 3/8. And I gotta go slow through this weird knot. It's just trailer decking, but I don't want real crazy bumps in it. 8 3/8. Use my full support. Here's where it lightens up, so we'll just go slow right here for a second. And we should be okay now. Go up 4.5 cranks. Next cut's going to be at 6 1/4. Yep. Get this out of the way. I got to get a couple of boards off. And then we can finish up. Man, see where it went nuts in that knot. Right there. Other than that, it's been cutting beautiful. And that's one reason why you give an extra board here and there. Let's take this one off too. We only got 2 more cuts to make. And then I will probably, because it's getting close to Danny's dinner time, leave everything on the mill and edge it all off tomorrow, finish up tomorrow. So this should be down at 4 1/8. And then 2 inches and we're done. Yep, right there. Up 2.5 cranks. Go back, cut it at 2. Fill the water, shut the mill off, come up 2, 3, 4.5, and 5. And I hope you can see that I'm getting more proficient at the hydraulics. Now, I am able to turn a short log with it being off center, no problem. A log that I could turn by hand, but it would have been heavy, but I could turn it by hand. And I think, well, right now, I have enough boards right now, just with what I cut, to finish that order. But I am still, I think, going to edge those off and at least give them 2 extras. So, ta-da! That's it. I appreciate the watch. That Turbo 7 cut good, except for the one knot, one little spot. Other than that, it cut nice and flat. Seemed like everything was on dimension. These are exactly 6.5. They're exactly 2 inches thick. I mean, it cut really nice, just one little face grind after hitting that stupid nail yesterday. So this will be good. I'll have this order out the door on Monday. And tomorrow I got a bunch of cleanup to do in the mill yard with all the offcuts. I'll show you guys with all the offcuts and stuff. Some of it's going to be good. I've got some really nice inch boards here that are going to be nice. I got a couple over here too that are pretty nice. I've got a whole bunch of, I'll just take my circular saw over there and cut it up, most of that right into the bucket. And there are a couple of 2x4s over there and stuff that are going to be decent. And then this is the pile of trash from where it was rotted out in the middle and boards that just didn't make the cut, that I've been cutting off with the circular saw. So I will buck it all up in a 16-inch length for firewood. It's not going to be any good for firewood right now, but I will get it dumped in my pile under the tarp. Probably end up burning it next year. Some of the small stuff, the little 1-inch shit, you could leave that in. I could leave it in my kindling rack and it'd be bone dry in a month or so. But I want to get all this cleaned up, get all this cleaned up. A couple of really nice boards here that have that rod in the side. Get those out of here, get these out of here, and get ready for next week. Yeah, we're going to be cutting some big sycamore that are up by the chicken house up there. I don't know if you can see them from here, but there's 2 big sycamores there. We got to cut those. And then we got to cut some spruce, and then we got to cut some 4x4. So that's what's going on now. I appreciate the watch as always. I don't know if you can see down those boards how nice and straight they cut out. Really no waves in the sides or anything. The band cut super, and I'm using them up. I'm using those Turbo 7s up so I can get them out of my arsenal to switch over to all Stella cuts. I got 4 boxes of Stella cuts, brand new, inside the shed over there, and 3 or 4. I've got 3 sharpened ones in my box right now, and 1 up on the sharpening table. So I still have 4 to go through before I even open those boxes, which will do the majority of. Actually, with the Turbo 7s we have, it'll do the majority of the sycamore and the spruce and stuff. So thanks for the watch. There's Danny. He's ready for his something to eat. And for now, Power Solutions out.